What is up, guys? Chris Barter the first here, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Trains. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about an iconic, very popular freight locomotive. That would be the SD70ACe, or as I like to call them, the SD70Ace. These freight horse pulling machines are absolutely incredible, especially out of Norfolk Southern Railway. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Again, you are watching the Talking Train series on the Chris Barter the First channel. I'm your host, Chris Barker. Let's get this show underway. Okay, so what is an SD70 ACe? An SD70 ACe, as I told you, is a diesel-electric locomotive. The SD70 ACe was introduced in 2005 and was deemed extremely successful among testing. Every Class 1 railroad except CN has these. That includes Norfolk Southern, CSX. Believe it or not, CSX had SD70 ACes, but CSX did not like the SD70 ACe, so they got rid of them. Some were sold to leasing companies, some were sold to Progress Rail, and some were unfortunately scrapped. BNSF, the biggest buyer for the SD70 ACe. Union Pacific, second in line for the most SD70 ACes. And finally, Kansas City Southern and Ferromex has some SD70 ACes too. Let's get into the specs here. The SD70 ACe has a 710 G3C-ES16 cylinder engine. The SD70 ACE has a tractive effort of 191,000 pounds, and she weighs 408,000 pounds. 408,000 pounds. That's a lot of weight for a locomotive. And she runs on a C-C wheel arrangement, which means that she's got 3 wheels. Okay, so what does SD70 ACE mean? Well, first of all, the SD stands for Standard Duty. It's a higher rank than the GP series, that'd be General Purpose series. The SD series started with the SD9. Started with the SD7. I want to say, SD7, SD9. And then the next pot one after that was I forget. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. I'll go all the way back then. But anyway, SD70 ACE has been around for a very long time. Again, she's a C-C wheel arrangement. She has 3 axles on each truck. And 12 wheels in total. She has a top speed of 70 miles per hour. The SD70 ACE specs. So the SD stands for Standard Duty. 70 is the series number, is the version, basically. And the AC means that it's AC powered, and the E standing that it's eco-friendly. So, put that together, SD70ACe, or as I like to say it, SD70 ACE. Now, an important question I get is, there's a locomotive that looks exactly identical to the SD70 ACE. You would not be wrong, my friend. Guess what? There's a slight difference. And may I introduce you to the SD70M-2. Let's actually see what it looks like. And you might be asking, well, Chris Barker, what's the difference between the two? I'm glad you asked, my friend. I'm glad you asked. the main difference between an SD70ACe and an SD70M-2. Can't talk today. Let me rephrase that. The difference between an SD70ACe and an SD70M-2 is there's a grate. I'm going to put it on screen right now. On the SD70ACE, you can see that there's a vent right here. I'm going to circle my mouse right there. You see that? On the SD70ACE, it has this vent right here. I'm circling it around it. You see that? On the SD70M-2, as you can see, the vents are not there. There are no vents in that area I showed you where they would be located on an SD70ACE. That is how you can clearly tell the difference between an SD70ACE and an SD70M-2. So that is the difference between an SD70ACE and an SD70M-2. If you really weren't looking, you would not be able to tell the difference between the two. The as I said, SD70M, no, as I said, SD70ACE, is AC traction current. The SD70M-2 is, has DC traction, which is not as good as an AC traction engine. And, yeah, SD70ACE is, everybody, one of the best, most efficient, most modern locomotive on EMD's line of locomotives to this day. Do not worry, SD70ACEs are not going anywhere anytime soon. And believe it or not, most of, as a matter of fact, if all of Union Pacific's heritage units are painted on SD70ACEs. The heritage paint schemes are painted on SD70ACEs. That's how reliable these things are. Well, I wouldn't say reliable, but they're good pullers. They're really good workhorses. Okay, here is an example of a regular cab. The main difference you can tell between a regular cab and a thunder cab is the headlight will always be on the nose and not at the top. So the headlight would be here. You see that? Instead of up here. That's how you can tell the difference between a normal cab and a thunder cab. Let's go take a look at a thunder cab now. Okay. Now this is what a thunder cab looks like. And as you can see, there is no headlight on the nose. Instead, the headlight's at the top. And I'm going to tell you this right now. A lot of train crews do not like Thundercab SD70ACEs. And I'm going to tell you why. SD70ACEs, the regular cabs, are completely fine. The engineers and conductors are completely fine with it. But the problem with the Thundercab, for some reason, the reason why it's called a Thundercab is in the cab, it is extremely, extremely loud. Like, you'll need ear protection. It is so loud in that cab. That's why it's called a thunder cab. For some reason, these cabs just create so much noise that people don't even know how it happens. These SD70ACEs are by far marked as some of the most annoying freight locomotives there is, because of the sheer noise that comes from these cabs. It is absolutely insane. The train crews say it is absolutely obnoxious. You will need ear protection inside a thunder cab. And again, the thing you can tell with a thunder cab is the headlights at the top is a thunder cab. If it's down here, it's a standard cab. That is how you know it is a thunder cab. And the thunder cabs are the older type of cab. Before the standard cab came out, the one, with the light on the nose, those are the newest type of cabs. The thunder cabs are the older kind. So that could probably tell you why it's so noisy in the cab. But, unfortunately, it's a problem. And it's a big problem for the train crews. And if there's any SD70ACes that are going to be retired first, it's definitely going to be the Thunder Cabs. And the standard cabs will stay on the roster, I think. They'll be definitely the last to be retired out of the Aces. The Thunder Cabs will definitely go first. So yeah, that is the difference between a Thunder Cab and a normal cab. Okay? As I'm going to call them. Standard is, I don't know. But we're just going to call them normal cabs. Now, on Norfolk Southern, it is completely impossible to tell the difference between a normal cab and a Thunder Cab, as the headlight is always on the top, as of what you can see right here on screen. Therefore, you don't know if it's a Thunder Cab or a regular cab. So, on any other railroad, you can tell the difference between a Thunder Cab and a standard cab or normal cab, except on Norfolk Southern. Because for some reason, Norfolk Southern loves those cab-mounted headlights. I think there's a few nose-mounted headlights locomotives on Norfolk Southern, but they are extremely rare. I've never seen one, and I don't think many people have. A couple of those would be SD40-2s. And the Triclops units also were nose-mounted, too, but they don't have the Triclops no more. They retired them all. They went to Progress Rail. Some were Progress Rail, some were scraps, some were sold Progress Rail. But that's another video about that, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen a Triclops, so I don't know much about them. But, yeah, it's really impossible to tell a Thunder Cab and a regular cab on Norfolk Southern. You can't tell the difference because of that. All SD70Aces has that cab-mounted headlight. It's just Norfolk Southern way. They love their cab-mounted headlights. Okay, so we'll just say that. Other than that, I think I covered everything with the SD70Aces. SD70Aces are amazing horse-working machines. That's all you need to know. And they were the most popular slash most efficient slash best locomotive on EMD's lineup of locomotives. And that's a fact. Okay? So yeah, there you go. SD70Aces. Or SD70ACEs, whatever you want to say. Yeah, that is pretty impressive for a locomotive right there. All them specs, all them features. Yeah, that's awesome. SD70Aces, everybody. And that is it. That is the entire lineup. And, everything you need to know about the SD70Aces. So, there you go. Alright, folks. That's a rundown on SD70Aces. EMD SD70Aces. Or SD70ACEs. Whatever, whichever you want to say. I gotta tell you, I love SD70Aces. They're second to, best, on my top favorite locomotives of all time. The Norfolk Southern Highway GT38-2 is my first favorite. SD70Aces are my second. Dash 9 being my Dash 8 being my third. Dash 9 being my fourth. And SD40-2s being my fifth. But I love SD70Aces. I think they're awesome. They're hard-working machines, and I just feel like I had to do a video on them. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have to say about SD70Aces. They're awesome. That's all I got to say. Until next time, thank you for watching.